Ben Caballero is the king of new home sales. Real estate's first Guinness World Record holder, he's an Inman Innovator Award winner, an independent thinker, a business leader, and an enduring entrepreneur who was a home builder for 18 years. He's not only the #1 ranked agent in the U.S. by Real Trends, as published by the Wall Street Journal, Ben is the first and only real estate agent in U.S. history to exceed $1 billion in annual home sales, a feat he has achieved for the last 3 years straight, thanks to more than 60 home builders that are Ben's clients. Last year, Ben helped his builders sell 4,799 homes, worth in excess of an astonishing $1.9 billion. Now, to put Ben's sales numbers in perspective, that's an average of 92 homes a week, more than 12 homes per day, every day of the year. That's more than 1.5 home sales every business hour that Ben's builders sold. The multi-billion-dollar question, how does Ben do it? In part 4 of Ben Caballero's podcast series, Lessons from the #1 ranked real estate agent in the world, we will hear how homes sell faster when their beauty and quality are reflected in the MLS. That's what Ben Caballero's HomesUSA.com platform does. It helps volume builders by providing a volume MLS listing solution that ensures ongoing accuracy of every listing and fully shows the beauty of every new home. Give a listen as Ben describes why builders need a volume MLS solution today and how volume builders benefit from the technology he invented. Ben shares how HomesUSA.com helps his builder clients sell homes faster and how that's catapulted him to the top of the real estate business. Let's listen.
The genesis of HomesUSA started in the late 90s, before the days of the computer and internet maturity. We were working with several builders. One of the builders, to show you how much it's changed, was a national builder in the top 5 in the country. I happen to know the sales manager, the VP of sales really, from previous business. And we went to lunch and I said, Kerry, let me list your homes in MLS. He said, Ben, no, we don't need to do that. We're doing just fine. And I said, Kerry, let me list your homes in MLS. And if you're not happy in 60 days, then don't pay me. He couldn't lose. So we did. And now that particular company has mandated that all of their homes go into MLS nationally. And then the industry has pretty much followed suit. Now, before that, pretty much builders were saying the same thing. And the ones that did list, there was really no organization or thought given to it very much. So anyway, we were doing the listings. We were getting price sheets. We were getting through faxes, and we were getting phone calls, change this, change that. We had no tracking. We had binders of MLS listings by builder, and we were getting thrown under the bus pretty regularly by sales counselors telling their sales manager they had made a price change when they didn't, and it didn't tell us, and we had no way to confirm one way or the other, and it was pretty chaotic. So I thought, well, gee whiz, there's a better way. I was thinking in terms of the HomesUSA platform that we have now. So I began developing it and went through a couple of failures, as most software projects go. But we finally, I lucked out, found a young man who built the first version of it, and we began making it available to builders, and have since then just constantly refined and improved it. HomesUSA.com is for volume builders. If a builder is only building 10 homes a year, they probably don't need us because they can manage that. What we do is manage the process. There's a lot to gathering the information, to processing, to entering, and ensuring the information is accurate. This is not something that is normally understood by builders. They quite commonly think in terms, well, if it's in MLS, it's in MLS, and that's all I have to worry about. They check it off their list and go on. But they have two options. If they don't use HomesUSA.com, they can list it with an outside broker. That broker and the agents that they work with are not going to be conversant on how to manage this. They are going to try to manage it like a regular listing. And, a regular listing, you take the photos and you put an MLS and so forth. You don't have to change the construction stage. You don't have to do anything typically. But with us, we put it in when it's under construction. We have to change the construction stage. We have to know when to order the photos. We have to know when to change the pricing, which builders do tend to change the pricing quite a bit. And we average changing a listing, touching it in some way during the life of the listing, probably 22 times. And so if you have a builder that's building, say, 100 homes a year, then we're talking about 2,200 changes. Now, some agent that is trying to do this for a builder is not going to be able to keep up with it. And neither can they do it in-house. I have found, all due respect, builders in general, they are in business to build and sell homes. They are not in business to manage MLS, and they hire people that don't know anything about it typically, and they have the worst listings of anyone, really, because they don't really have any oversight. They don't have any system. Now, there are exceptions, but they're very, very few. The only way that it can be done is to have a system that is sophisticated and automated. One of the objectives that I have with HomesUSA is to get the information to realtors in MLS, because that's where they go. They are not going to typically go to a builder's website. They're going to do a search for area and price and possible other features. And if your new home is in that list, then they're going to be inclined to show it. If it's not, then it's going to be invisible to them. So it's important for builders to have their information in MLS, or otherwise they're going to lose. And realtors sell 85% of the homes, of all homes. So it's really folly to not take care of that part of the business. Builders want to work with agents that have buyers. They don't need agents to list their homes. They don't need agents to market their homes. They don't need agents to sell their homes. They have marketing departments and sales departments and business analysts and market analysts that do more than an agent can do. Agents are primarily set up to do retail sales 1-2 at a time. Builders are selling subdivisions with anywhere from 10 to 50 homes per subdivision per year. They are not looking at anything but their particular product, and they don't need an agent to do the typical listing, promotional brochure, all that. They have their own people that do it better than anybody else can do it, because that's their business. What they do need is agents to bring them buyers. And to do that, they need to get the information in MLS so that these agents can have it to bring to them. So what I do is manage that process for the builders and make sure that the information is accurate and timely and complete. And whenever a construction stage goes from incomplete to complete, that's done then. Whenever a sales status goes from pending to sold, that it's marked sold, so that agents don't go out to show a home that somebody's living in. So we help maintain the builder credibility with the realtors and make it easy for realtors to work with builders. We have a real-time dashboard that is viewable by builders management, builders sales counselors, and by us. And it has a number of things that allow builders to manage their listings by knowing when it's time to order photography, when it's time to change the construction stage from incomplete to complete, if a home is under contract, when it's time to change it to sold. We even have, if it has less than 100 characters of property description, then we have that listed and what it says, so they can change it, and also their boss can see what it says too. It's information and allows management to see what's going on, sales counselors actually to manage the process, and probably 90% of our builders do allow the sales counselors to manage their listings, and I do totally believe that that's the way to go. The other thing we do is we have a media management module within our system that stores the photos, stores the floor plans, stores the renderings. So whenever somebody wants to create a listing, they can just pull that right into the system. They can drag and drop the order. They can edit them. They can put in the comments below the photos. So if you don't have that, then they're not going to likely be very organized, and realtors aren't going to have that. They're going to maybe have it in some form on their computer or whatever, but the sales sales counselor with our system has the ability to go in and do that themselves. They know what they want to show the client. They know what the most important thing is in their listing, so they can do that. I think that's better even than a builder having a department where they're taking care of their listings and having somebody that's off-site trying to determine what is the best for that listing. And so with the media management, you can not only do photos, you can do floor plans, renderings, you can do PDFs, and you can do virtual tour links. So it's a complete media management system, essentially. For instance, we receive an XML feed from the builders. XML feed is essentially a data feed that has pricing and photos and property descriptions and directions and contact information, and we take that, put it into our system, and use that along with some profile information that we have, and that creates a listing request with very little effort on the builder's part. Now, builders and agents, brokers, don't have that ability. So our builder can create a listing request in a matter of a couple of minutes. We can then process that in an average of 13 minutes. We get it into our log, and one of our people reviews it and then uploads it into MLS. So that's probably how we are able to achieve the speed and the accuracy and the synchronicity between MLS pricing and the builder's website pricing, and if they put it in other websites. So I think that is a key element. Now, we do produce reports, like if a sales counselor wants to know which realtors are selling homes in their market, in their price range, we can produce a report for them online 24/7. They just click a button, open it up, and they have it in a matter of seconds. A builder could do that, or an agent could do that for them, but it would take a lot of time. We launched the platform in 2007. And if you recall, the market was not the best. And we were recruiting builders just barely faster than we were losing builders because they were going out of business. It was a struggle. I remember doing one analysis where production, I think, in our market had gone down 30%, but ours had only gone down 5%. So I thought, well, we were really doing good, even though we were not maintaining the volume previous year. So it was really a struggle. But we were able to continue to recruit builders and have gradually increased. We went, I guess, probably that first year, I don't know if we did 500 listings. And we probably didn't do much more than that for a couple of years until things started improving. And, then we got up to a couple of thousand. I remember thinking we were having a wonderful month when we were doing 8 listings a day on average. That's like 240 listings. And today we have weeks that we do, a couple of hundred or more listings in a week. So we just continued to grow, and we really didn't get into a major growth mode until about 3 years ago. And that's when I think our system started to really mature into a number of services that we've developed for our builders and reports, and it's easier for them to understand the value.
And that's the legendary Ben Caballero, CEO and broker-owner of HomesUSA.com, Guinness World Record holder, award-winning innovator, independent thinker, business leader, and enduring entrepreneur, and clearly the king of new home sales. This has been part 4 of Ben Caballero's podcast series, Lessons from the #1 ranked real estate agent in the world. We invite you to share this podcast with your colleagues. For Ben Caballero and HomesUSA.com, I'm Tom Kelly.